The UP government's ordinance against forced conversions, something that was being talked about and was in the pipeline. Now it has been formulated, and this ordinance here is being brought in form by the UP government. Several things that have been mentioned here in this: 1 to 5 years jail term, a fine of 15,000 rupees for forced conversions. There could be a 3 to 10 years jail term, a fine of 25,000 rupees for forced conversion of minors and women belonging to the SC/ST section, a 3 to 10 year jail term, and 50,000 rupees fine for group conversions, and willful conversions only after DM's permission. This is what is mentioned here in this ordinance. We're going to be getting in further details here, some reactions that have coming in here on this as well. Remember, this has just been introduced by the government in the form of this ordinance. Let's listen in to UP State Minister Adityanath Singh speaking on this.
उत्तर प्रदेश विधि विरुद्ध धर्म संपरिवर्तन प्रतिषेध अध्यादेश 2020 जो कि आवश्यक है और उत्तर प्रदेश में कानून व्यवस्था को सामान्य रखने के लिए, इंसाफ दिलाने के लिए महिलाओं को, और विशेष रूप से जो अनुसूचित जाति जनजाति के लोग हैं उन लोगों को जो एक इंसाफ मिलेगा, उस पर एक बड़ा फैसला कैबिनेट ने लिया है। इस अध्यादेश के अंदर दंड के अनेक प्राविधान हैं और इसमें विशेष रूप से 1 वर्ष से अधिकतम 5 वर्ष तक की, जो कि 15,000 का जुर्माना भी है इसमें, और कहीं अवयस्क महिला, उसके साथ साथ अनुसूचित जाति अनुसूचित जनजाति की महिला है, उसके अंदर किसी भी जो अभी दायरा आपको बताया, छल कपट जिसके अंदर परिवर्तन बलपूर्वक करवाया गया है, इसके अंदर कहीं किया जाता है तो इन महिलाओं के साथ किया जाता है तो उसमें दंड जो है वो 3 वर्ष से लेके 10 वर्ष तक की है और जुर्माना 25,000 रुपये है। और साथ ही साथ सामूहिक धर्म परिवर्तन भी किया जाता है, जो हम लोग के सामने ऐसे भी केसेस आए हैं। उसके अंदर 3 वर्ष से लेके 10 वर्ष तक की और 50,000 रुपये का इसके अंदर उन संगठनों के ऊपर भी जुर्माना लगाया जाएगा। साथ ही साथ इसके अंदर ये भी रखा गया है कि किसी को इच्छा है वो शादी करके धर्म परिवर्तन करना चाहते हैं तो उसके अंदर भी जिला मजिस्ट्रेट के सामने वो 2 माह पूर्व सूचना देंगे। एक प्रिस्क्राइब फॉर्म है और उसके तहत उनको परमिशन मिलती है तो वो फिर धर्म परिवर्तन कर सकते हैं शादी के साथ।
We have with us our correspondent Prashant getting us further details. That was, of course, a very detailed statement that has already come in from the State Minister Adityanath Singh. But Prashant, given the fact that this was in the pipeline for quite some time, it's also the timing of it. Interesting to note the day that the Allahabad High Court judgment is also being talked about on a case of interfaith marriage, where the court has very clearly stated that there should be no interference by any agency or even the state on decisions that has been taken by 2 consulting adults on whom to marry, irrespective of which religion they belong to. This is the same day that the UP government brings in this ordinance.
Now, this ordinance is something that has, set the ball rolling as far as political fight is concerned. You see the kind of language that has been used in the ordinance and the kind of punishment that is there. Now, the very basic of it is something that is being questioned. Now, the opposition says, what exactly is love jihad? What exactly are you terming as love jihad? And how is it that someone who falls in love is, indulging in any sort of jihad? So clearly, the very basis of it is being challenged by the opposition. And that's something that the opposition says will not stand the scrutiny of law in any court. So clearly, yes, the UP government has, in a way, cleared the ordinance for now. But you will see a lot of resistance coming in as far as opposition parties are concerned.
Right. Prashant, also given the fact that this is an ordinance that has been brought in, so it is, of course, with immediate effect that it does come down in existence. All the arguments that were being put forth here on what the Allahabad High Court's observation here also was this on one such similar case, that hasn't worked as an example that any given government, for specifically the UP government, would want to revisit. This is an ordinance, and what you're saying as well, as you're scrutinizing the lettering, the details here of this, comes in with a very harsh wording, and more importantly, the kind of punishment here that has been put across for this as well. This is 1 to 2 years, 1 to 3 years imprisonment, massive fines, 3 to 10 years imprisonment for conversion with scheduled caste women. What else has been mentioned here? Because of course, when we're not seeing the use of the terminology of love jihad in the ordinance per se, this is part of the larger discourse. This is the fear that how this could be perhaps misused in certain interfaith marriages. But in text, we don't see that, the use of those words.
You see, it's all a part of a larger debate that has been happening around in the state of Uttar Pradesh. This is not the first time that a debate over love jihad has, started in the state. It has been very much there in the political circles and been spread into the social circles also. So clearly, at a time when such laws, such ordinances are being brought in, the first question, the first term that comes to anyone's mind, and perhaps a lot of ministers, in fact, are speaking on the same lines. So clearly, that's the reason perhaps that we from the opposition are targeting and questioning the government as to why is it that you feel a need for something like this when already you have several laws to actually prevent forceful conversion. So why is it that you are bringing in such a law? So that's the reason perhaps why I said that this what it has done now, it has set a plot for a bigger fight in the days to come. A fight that will not only be fought in the court but also on the floor of the Vidhan Sabha and also in a way on the streets, because this will obviously draw a lot of protests from several quarters, with opposition not leaving any stone unturned to corner the government.
Right, but stay on with us, Prashant. You mentioned the opposition here. Let's get in some voices from the state opposition there. We have Samajwadi spokesperson of Uttar Pradesh, Ms. Vandana Singh, with us over the phone line. Thank you, ma'am, for being with us. Your first reaction on how this has come about in the form of an ordinance and the urgency with which this has happened.
Doesn't surprise me. They're trying to hide behind this all kind of ordinance they're bringing, the larger issue country is facing. Love and life is our choice. We choose. This is the freedom we have been given by the Constitution. No amount of law and no political party or government can change this. This invades our privacy, assigns our identities, and censors our democratic exchanges. And this is like in France, you say, this misconception, the laicity. India is one of the biggest democracy. We are the democratic country. And our Prime Minister, he just made a statement where he was addressing some students, and he said, India is going through an important phase of change. Is this the change we are talking? He says we have a responsibility to shape the current and future of the country. And we are living in a golden period. Is this the golden period we are mentioning or talking about? He says you have not thought about it. We are really thinking now. What are they trying to do?
All right, stay on with us here, please. We're getting in more voices. We have Ms. Saira Shah Halim, activist, with us over the phone line here as well. Ms. Halim, thank you for being with us here. There is, of course, going to be multiple criticism here for the way this ordinance has been worded and designed, and more importantly, that has come in on basis of an emergency, introduced this manner in the form of an ordinance, the timing of it. Irrespective of all the criticism that we're also getting to hear against it, at the end of the day, this is now an ordinance, this is in existence, and this is going to play out on ground.
See, whatever happens is because the government is receiving a lot of flack on the way they've handled the COVID-19 cases. Now, if you look at, the precedents, it's been somewhat of a pattern that the regime starts deflecting the attention and starts engaging in very, very frivolous kind of pursuits. Now, you look at this Love Jihad. There's no term like Love Jihad. It is unrecognized term in the legal framework of things. And we need to look at this. What is this bill about? It is simply controlling, a woman's right to choose a partner. It is patriarchy in action and nothing else. And if you look at it, it's against the Constitution. Right to marriage, Article 21 clearly mentions of the freedom of any individual who is an adult, whether it's a man or a woman, irrespective of the religion. So it's completely violating the Constitution of India. Besides Article 21, we need to also understand that under the Special Marriage Act of 1954, if two individuals of different faiths decide to marry each other, no state, no police, nobody, no IT cell can stop those two individuals from marrying and cohabiting with each other. So I think it needs to be opposed vehemently. And Allahabad High Court
All right,
has given a
but
very
yes,
progressive ruling.
Saira, what you're saying in citing Article 21, Article 25, yes, all of this has already just been reiterated by the Allahabad High Court. But irrespective of all of that, this ordinance has come about and made it very clear that if there is, if it's not a forced conversion, if it is a willful conversion here, first, the information needs to go to the district magistrate. It will be vetted there, and only then will you be given the go-ahead. So that interference of what you're talking about and you're criticizing here, that interference starts from there through this ordinance. But stay on with us here. Ms. Vandana Singh, Ms. Saira Shah Halim, stay on with us. We're getting in more voices. We also have Mr. Raman Malik of the BJP with us over the phone line. Mr. Malik, thank you for being with us. How do you think an ordinance such as this, a law that other states are also working upon, is going to hold forth if there are cases put against the law per se in courts? The Allahabad High Court has already made it very clear that this will establish interference in personal lives of people, and this is against the right of the citizen that has already been granted in the Constitution.
The Constitution has given us certain rights and certain duties accepted. And I would, I'm just giving you the broader gist of what is supposed to be protected and why this law is there. Or it's been mulled to be coming in various states. The basic point is nobody has a problem about interfaith marriages. There are various interfaith marriages. There is no problem whatsoever. There is no problem in somebody converting to another religion also, because that is a right given by the Constitution. Now, if that is the case, then where is the problem? The problem is when you have a rate card to attack, when you have a rate card to convert, when you have forceful conversion, and that is where the problem is. A woman is forced to get converted into another religion. Nobody should have a problem if two interfaith marriages happen and they follow their own respective religion of birth. But then if another person is forced to convert to sustain that marriage, then there is a problem, and the law should be made to protect the right of an individual. And various cases where people have shown their names to be of a particular religion and they turn out to be of a religion which is totally different. Now, that is what needs to be protected. If that is wrong, please let me know. But then nobody is saying that interfaith marriages should be removed. The choice of a person to follow a religion should be removed. This is not questioned. What is questioned is the malified intent of a certain few, which has become a norm in the remote areas as well as the rural areas, and where girls are being
all right. So Mr. Raman Malik, in your understanding, a district magistrate is well equipped to read whether this is a conversion purely, willfully, or this is a conversion with malified intent. It is the district magistrate who needs to be informed, who will be vetted on the case here, and eventually the decision, it will be finally on the district magistrate whether or not to go ahead. So in your view on how this ordinance has been designed here, it is the district magistrate which is well equipped to ascertain whether or not the nature of conversion here taking place is in line with this ordinance or not. Okay, we seem to have lost that line. We have several other voices. Saira Shah Halim was speaking to us here on that. Saira, if we look at the wording of this ordinance here, of course, there is none of what has been part of public discussion in using the coinage of the term love jihad or the terminology. None of that here that is being seen in the ordinance. The only specification here is of conversion of women belonging to the SC/ST bracket. There are no other specifications here in this ordinance.
See, all I want to ask is if Mr. Raman could please enlist at least even 5 cases of the so-called purported love jihad cases. And please tell the nation whether it's a national calamity that people en masse, Muslim men en masse, are converting Muslim women. Now, if someone from the SC/ST community willingly converts because he or she feels they'll get a better status in society, what is wrong in that? And I think unless until it's not forced conversion, an adult is absolutely free under the Constitution of India to cohabit, to marry a person of his or choice, and that includes same-sex couples as well. And if somebody is also choosing to convert freely, where there is no coercion, there is no forceful conversion, where there is no case of violence from the man to the woman, so vice versa, anyone should be in the position to choose whichever religion they want to follow. And I feel we can give priority to more pertinent issues in the country. The country is facing a very grave pandemic, and I think we could do better with more important issues.
All right. The larger criticism here is one, of course, the timing of this and on the alleged interference in people's lives, which has been assured in the ordinance, of course, that would not be. Saira Shah Halim, appreciate you speaking with us. Other political voices here who've reacted on this here as well.